Tattoo.
Oh, he had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
Wait a minute. Hey, Terry.
He did not have the
do that.
letter MS13.
It says MS13.
That was photoshopped. So let me
That was Photoshop, Terry. You can't do that. Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay. But I picked you, Terry. Hey, but you're not being very nice. He had MS13 tattooed.
Right, we'll agree to disagree. I want to move on to something else.
Terry.
Oh, he had some tattoos that are
Great to have you with us. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks so much for joining me here at Greatest Media, the Chris Highland Show. Really appreciate you rolling up. We got a great show for you today. We are got to cover Donald Trump in his 100-day interview, which he granted to ABC. I don't know. Was he just trolling him? This was absolutely hilarious. To watch this entire interview, Terry Moran is completely he's out of his depth. And Trump just destroys him over and over again. I think this comes down to the fact that Trump is no longer scared of the mainstream media. Not that he ever was scared, but the mainstream media 8 years ago had an element of power that they no longer have. The mainstream media 8 years ago could fact check people. They could peddle lies. They could do all sorts of things, but they can't do that now because now we're the media. The mainstream media is no longer the media. And now they get fact checked in real time by tens of millions of Americans who have access to the same data that they do. In fact, a lot more because those Americans are willing to go look and actually do journalisming things that the mainstream media is never willing to do because they're not actual journalists. They are propaganda mouthpieces. And Terry Moran, the unknown at ABC, was trying desperately to be the drive-by media. If anybody remembers Rush Limbaugh and his classic portrayal of the mainstream media, he called them the drive-by media. They were nothing more than gangland thugs driving by, riddling somebody with bullets, and then running off to the safety of their territory. Well, that doesn't work anymore. He's trying desperately to do it, but he's getting fact-checked by Trump in real time, and they're getting fact-checked by tens of millions of Americans in real time. This is absolutely amazing. Thanks so much for rolling up. Please let us know you're here in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get right into this. We've got the several clips from the Trump interview, 100 days with ABC in the Oval Office. Here we go.
Do you think the reputation of the United States has gone down under your presidency?
No, I think it's gone way up, and I think we're a respected country again. We were laughed at all over the world. We had a president that couldn't walk up a flight of stairs, couldn't walk down a flight of stairs, couldn't walk across the stage without falling. We had a president that was grossly incompetent. You knew it, I knew it, and everybody knew it, but you guys didn't want to write it because you're fake news.
All right. Thank you.
And by the way, ABC is one of the worst. I have to be honest with you.
Do you think...
So Trump just lays into him. So do you think the U.S. is not respected? I mean, of course we're respected. We're respected because we have an actual man, an actual leader, an actual alpha male sitting behind the Resolute desk. We have an actual person with a brain sitting behind the Resolute desk, one that it functions at a normal pace. As he said, no, because now we're respected. Yes, we weren't respected before because we had a president who was incompetent, who couldn't walk upstairs, downstairs, off a stage, on a stage, had no idea where he was having auto pen signed everything. His wife was running the show. And then he looked right at Terry Moran and goes, you knew it, I knew it, everybody knows it, but you wouldn't want to report on it because you're fake news. And all Terry Moran can say is, thank you. Thank you. Donald Trump is in his element, sitting in the Oval Office, just owning this clown. Thanks so much for rolling up. Really appreciate you being here. You guys are the best. Please smash that like button, subscribe, turn on the notifications, let everybody know that we are over here now at the Chris Highland Show. Evidently, YouTube has been blocking the notifications, and I've been posting to the old Courageous Media site. So trying to figure this whole YouTube situation out. But here we are. We are monetized, trying to get the other channel monetized as well. Still working on that. But thanks, everybody, for being here. So let's check out. We've got more clips from that. Donald Trump just absolutely destroyed Moran in this interview. I just think it's crazy. And in the middle of all this, ABC is being forced to pay Trump $15 million to settle the Stephanopoulos liable for rape/sexual assault case that they settled because they knew they were going to lose. And it's just absolutely amazing, to the point now that Disney is itching to dump ABC and ESPN because I think they're absolutely trashing what's left of Disney's image that they haven't trashed themselves. But anyway, let's dive in. We've got more clips. We've got Terry Moran asking dumb questions and Trump just destroying him. Here we go.
I want to ask one question about Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. There's a lot of turmoil at the Pentagon right now. There's the signal chat with his wife on it where he's discussing that attack in Yemen. There's another signal chat discussing the attack on Yemen. There's a reporter accidentally involved. You said the other day that you had a talk with the secretary. Did you take him to the woodshed?
I had a talk with him, and whatever I said, I probably wouldn't be inclined to tell you. But we had a good talk. He's a talented guy. He's young, he's smart, highly educated, and I think he's going to be a very good hopefully a great defense secretary, but he'll be a very good defense secretary.
You have 100% confidence in Pete Hegseth?
I don't have 100% confidence in anything. Okay, anything. Do I have 100%? It's a stupid question. Look,
it's a pretty important position.
No. You don't have 100%. Only a liar would say I have 100% confidence. I don't have 100% confidence that we're going to finish this interview.
We will.
Of course you don't. Because Trump, like everybody else, knows that there are lots of things you cannot control. You cannot control people. You cannot control circumstances. As he said, he cannot control if somebody doesn't drop a nuke on the White House during the middle of the interview, or that the earth doesn't open up and swallow everybody up. All of those things are possibilities. Very remote possibilities, but it could happen. But he's absolutely right. He absolutely is behind Pete Hegseth because Pete Hegseth is doing a phenomenal job where it counts. Now, this whole signal gate nonsense, I think this is an administrative state op from the get-go. I think the Trump administration is still littered with administrative state establishment agents who are trying to wreak havoc, just like they did in the first administration. You've got staffers and aides who should have been better vetted. Laura Loomer's been doing a great job of showing where the Trump administration has poor vetting. They've let bad people into the administration. They need to get rid of all those people. But in the meantime, you've got them doing what they can to wreak havoc, especially in the Department of Defense, which is a $1 trillion, under Biden was a $1 trillion, liberal, globalist, progressive slush fund. It was their little petri dish experiment where they could spend oodles of money starting wars and doing all sorts of nonsense. Well, Hegseth is ending that. And the success that he's having is marked by this isn't the be all end all, but one thing that stands out that shows us that what Pete Hegseth is doing is working is the fact that the military did not hit its recruiting goals for the last 4 years. Woefully under quota for its recruiting goals. In 100 days, Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump and the Trump administration have completely flipped that around. People are now banging down the doors to join the military because they trust the leadership. Obviously, nobody wanted to serve under Joe Biden and under woke DEI nonsense, under trans LGBTQ nonsense. All of that has been done away with. And now they are banging down the doors to become part of a true warfighter culture, the true warrior culture. So the things that Pete Hegseth are doing is absolutely working. The one op that they have done decimated the Houthis in Yemen. Absolutely true. Now, we've got more clips. It's great stuff. So let's dive into that. And I got one more clip, and then we're going to discuss the ABC failure in light of the broader media failure, because it looks like there's a possibility 60 Minutes gets canceled. But let's check out this one last clip. Trump talking Putin.
The fighting. Don't forget.
You think he wants peace? You think Vladimir Putin wants peace?
I think he does, yes. I think he does. I think because
even with the raining missiles
I think he really, his dream was to take over the whole country. I think because of me, he's not going to do that.
Do you trust him? Do you trust him?
I don't trust you. I don't trust a lot of people. I don't trust you. Look at you. You come in all shooting for bear. You're so happy to do the interview.
I am happy.
Then you start hitting me with fake questions. You start telling me that a guy...
Trump just destroys this guy. Yeah, you come in loaded for bear, you're shooting, and then you start asking, you're all excited to do the interview, then you start asking me fake questions. This is just classic. Moran looks like the deer caught in the headlights in this interview. I mean, he doesn't know what to do. When he tries to push back, Trump just thumps him. This is absolutely classic Trump. Trump's leaning forward. Trump's in, and Moran's leaning back. He's clearly the lesser party in this exchange.
Whose hand is covered with a tattoo doesn't have the tattoo, you know.
All right.
I mean, you're being dishonest.
No, I'm not.
Let me
No,
just
I am
tell
not,
you,
sir.
I don't trust a lot of people, but I do think this. I think that let's say he respects me, and I believe because of me, he's not going to take over the whole, but his decision, his choice would be to take over all of Ukraine. Okay. It's a war that never should have happened. The fighting.
So you've got Trump now talking the one signature piece of his foreign policy that has not really coalesced yet. Although we're going to discuss, so we've just made some major moves here in the last few minutes on that front, is the end of the Ukraine-Russia war. And what you've got, I don't know that Trump underestimated. I don't think that Trump understood just how beholden to the war Zelensky was. Because without the war, Zelensky's gravy train comes to a crashing stop. At the same time, you've got Russian ideological, political, psychological factors playing in. Russia, obviously, they used to be the Soviet Union. They used to be a major, major world power, number 2 in the world. Certainly thought they were number 1 at the time. They have now been relegated to non-superpower status. Essentially, they're behind the US and China and ostensibly the European Union in terms of economic power, in terms of military power. It has been a severe problem because, frankly, Russia should have been able to roll over Ukraine, considering their 2 military budgets and military footprints, but they haven't been able to. And so you've also got a Putin who's going to try to save face in all this. Plus, I think there are some legitimate concerns that Putin has about Russian speakers in the Donbass region. And then you had Zelensky pop up and say, no, Crimea's got to be part of this deal. And that was never, ever going to happen. That's been the latest roadblock in all this. But Trump, so that's the one piece of signature foreign policy that hasn't really coalesced yet. And he was trying to nail Trump on it. But Trump's like, no, I think Putin really does want peace. Then do you trust him? No, of course I don't trust him. I don't trust you, you moron. So I think Trump absolutely owned this interview, and he just destroyed Moran, who I guess to his credit is the least fake anti-TDS of probably all the people at ABC. As Trump said, I picked you because I never heard of you. That was just beautiful.